We're gonna do are you or are you not a knock? Okay, wait.
Okay.
What?
What is that?
What is it?
It's the show that nobody asked for, the only reason that we shower. If these ovaries could talk is live right now.
Did you like my little dance moves?
It's great. It's amazing.
Those are like live stream dance moves right there.
It's beautiful. It's actually beautiful. It's the show that nobody asked for. Welcome. We keep on doing it, even with technical difficulties. You can't stop us.
No one asked for it.
Are you actually a knock? What is that from?
That's from, oh my God, Sandra Bullock, Melissa McCarthy. Are you or are you not a knock?
A knock. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like that movie.
That's like one of my favorite scenes ever.
Are you not a knock?
Am I speaking English? I said knock.
Yeah. That's some good stuff. I hope so. Guys, say hi to us. I'm on my phone, so I can't see the comments, Robin. So you gotta post them.
Listen, Jaimie, don't you produce me. Don't you produce me.
Don't you tell me what to do.
You're not the boss of me. Well, you kind of are.
Well, not really.
I mean, we both are out. My sister's here.
Hi, Kim. I wonder if my mom's here. Aloha, Rebecca.
New member of our Patreon community.
Yes, Emily.
Lumberg. Thank you.
Ooh. Welcome to Patreon.
Guys,
wow. Guys,
we got a big show today. We announced one thing that we're going to be talking about today, but we have a surprise. We have a surprise.
A big surprise. Huge. Big. Huge.
Sounds
like this.
Jaimie's mom's here. Everybody relax. Jaimie's mom's here.
Hi, Mom.
Emily, seriously, thank you.
Thank you. Emily,
So, okay, so we do have one. What is the thing that we have one of, Jaimie? Is it called a
hot topic?
There you go, girl. There you go.
There it is.
We got one.
I made an iced coffee. Look at me.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
So fancy.
Okay. Our one hot topic for today is the television show Better Things.
So good.
Now, first of all, a little background. Obviously, everybody knows I finished Madam Secretary, and I was very lost for 4 or 5 days. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to put my television viewing habits. I was lost.
And I kept telling Robin, you got to watch Better Things. You got to watch Better Things. You got to watch Better Things. That's a good guess. It's not us that's pregnant.
I want you to know that I thought she kept saying beautiful people. Okay. And at the same time, my friend Natalie was also telling me to watch Better Things. I have at least 10 texts where I kept saying to her, what was the name of that show I was supposed to watch? So I go to search for beautiful people, and I find some show with Daphne Zuniga from like 2010. And I almost started watching that. And then I texted Natalie again, and she said Better Things.
You guys, you guys can lay test. What does it say? Be testament to what is this phrase?
I don't know what you're doing right now.
I've said it on Facebook Live multiple times, and you have to watch Better Things. Please, like, back me up, guys. Back me up.
You probably did, Jaimie. I'm not denying you.
So then, was it last night or the night before? It was the night before last. Robin, who's up later than normal, because usually Robin is not up past 8 p.m. So I don't ever
9:54 p.m. This gal was still awake and responding.
Which I was like, whoa, weird. Because I'll send her emails. I don't get any responses. Attest to. Thank you, Kim. So I get an email and she's like, answers my business question. And then she's like, oh my God, but you need to watch the show Better Things. It's brilliant. Start watching it right now. And I'm like, that's the show I've been telling. I finished it. I finished the whole thing. I'm done.
Jaimie was like, am I here? Can people hear me? Am I speaking out loud?
Seriously, nobody listens to me when I talk. I'm not kidding. It's like a thing.
Jaimie, I listen to you. I listen to you.
Emily goes to bed too early.
Here's what I have to say. If you're not watching Better Things, start immediately, okay? It is so well written.
Brilliant.
It is well acted. It is a parenting show that is kind of like you're so afraid your life's going to look like that, but at the same time,
it does.
She does so well. I know, it's great. It's
it's
funny.
It's totally realistic. She has 3 girls. They're all jerks to her.
Oh, that teenage girl I want to punch in the face.
Like they're all hers, but it's so real. It's and the way she handles them is like just like good. Like she's helping my parenting. She's helping me stay patient as a parent because the way she handles her kids yelling at her, "Mom, mom," is brilliant. It's amazing. She's good. I love her.
She doesn't always explode the way I explode all the time.
She never
but
explodes.
Then every once in a while, she pulls the car over and goes, "Get out."
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you go ahead, girl. I'm like, I literally walked by my daughter who's 11 and starting to go through some hormonal changes. Yeah. And I said, listen, Maxine, I said, don't you be like these kids in the show I'm watching. And she's not even watching the show. And she was just like, I won't, Mom. And I said, yes, you will, but we'll get through it.
Wait, so on that note, we just watched the new Willy Wonka. Rose was like so into it. So we watched it. No, actually, it was good. I wasn't expecting
Johnny Depp? Oh, I hated that one.
It was good. But and she loved it, and so did my son. So we're watching it, and we get to what's her name, Veruca Salt, who Rose has a habit of acting like, and now it's my new thing. I say, don't be Veruca to me right now, and she's like, she's checking herself. I said, don't you be a bad nut right now. Don't do that. You are not Veruca Salt. It's working.
Don't you all that gum. Don't you do it.
That's the other one. That's the other one. Veruca's the brat.
Okay, all right. We have a special guest today for our "Where Are They Now" segment.
Oh my God! Here's the clue. See if you can get it. If you listen to the show, I'm gonna hum it. Nobody knows.
Oh, nice! That was the theme song. Yes,
that was their theme song.
A little more of a clue. They were on multiple episodes, and they were talking about their journey, and we didn't know what happened. So, if you wonder who it is, it might be our little friends named Tiffin Coretta.
Hi, Tiffin Carrissa.
Hey.
So if you listen to the season, yep, Emily got it. Tiffin
Go ahead, Emily.
Go ahead with your bad self. If you listen to the particular season they were on, they had a recurring segment because they were in the process of getting pregnant. And it was a long saga and a lot of ups and downs happened. Yeah. And now they're here to tell us something that's very exciting.
It is very exciting.
Yeah, we're super excited.
We are here to share that we're having a baby.
Yay!
I would sing the song, but you don't want to hear me sing.
That's amazing.
It's exciting. We're very excited.
Yeah. So tell us what happened. How'd this happen?
Wait, we have to recap for folks. They were using a sperm bank, then they were using like a random share board, then they were back to the BOGO, which was the buy one get one free sperm bank, then there was foster care, and then they were like, maybe we'll take a break, and then they took a break and we didn't hear from them. Go.
So to pick up there, we also tried, I don't think you mentioned it, but we also tried a good friend. We were working with a good friend to try and like use their a donation from them, but ultimately we ended up going with a fertility clinic.
We had to. Seriously, like she's making it sound like this was like, oh well, we just decided. No, we did not decide to bankrupt ourselves at with a reproductive specialists. But no, it turned out like, I don't know. I'm a little bit of a dud, I guess. I like seriously, like I guess depending on how you look at it, I mean, my body was literally like, you told us not to do this. You told us no, so we're not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
It was wild.
That's what happened.
We had to have 2 surgeries. And then we ended up going with a donor from a bank, but I kid you not, like I was taking about 9 different supplements, like natural supplements a day. Mm-hmm. It Starts with the Egg was a book that I know y'all talked about.
Yes, that's the book that got me pregnant.
Same. And I had some amazing problematic fave hoteps who were like, you need to drink this tea. You need to go to acupuncture. You need to do this. You need to do this. So I did all of those things, cut caffeine, cut alcohol, cut all my favorite nail polishes, lotions. I mean, it was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And then we went with literally basically some super sperm from
Apparently.
Yeah. Like 20 to 30 million.
Nice.
And like each, like it was like wild. And then finally, and also that was also the cycle that I ovulated 4 eggs. 4. All of this to get one baby.
Yeah.
So did you do medicated IUI?
I did. We didn't start off that way, but then they kind of like little by little increased our protocol. And then they were referring us. They were like, hey, we'll try one more time with you guys, but then we should probably talk about IVF or
we literally had our appointment to start talking about IVF or InvoCell for the next month.
I was like, we're going to go to Mexico. Yeah. Like, we have to. There's the only way. But then we also were like, I mean, we're getting licensed to foster. And so, like, we were trying to figure out what next steps were if it didn't work. And it our last try worked. It also was the try before our clinic stopped starting new cycles because of COVID. Oh, so we really
flew in under the wire.
Yeah, we did. It was wild.
So how many, once you went to the fertility clinic, how many tries did it take?
It was our 3rd try.
3 tries, 2 procedures.
Yeah.
What procedures?
I had to have polyps removed. It was polyps and then I had a fibroid too. So yeah, it was pretty.
So we got knocked off of one. We got knocked off of one cycle because we did one cycle, and then they found the polyp, and then we had to skip the next cycle to have the procedure done. So it was
found 2 of them. It was bad.
Yeah,
it was
3 attempts, but 4 months
with them. Yeah, and like I mean, even with insurance and stuff like that. I mean, this was agreed.
You're all in total. Have you ever sat down and figured out your all in financial total?
Yeah, it's about 12.
Yeah,
about 12. I mean, and then Michigan, so not every clinic will work with us. So we had to drive a bit to get to one that would.
I will say this though, in terms of LGBTQ fertility, I know you guys went through it because I mean we were with you for a solid 6 or 8 months. Yeah. But it's like, those like of 4 attempts or 3 or 4 attempts and 12 like those are reasonably not horrible in some of the stories we hear. So it's like but still you just lived through it and that's so hard.
But and it's also
it's one of the
it was
sorry.
I was just gonna say no, that's okay. Also it's been over 2 years that you started this process.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
admittedly, also, I mean, we're not averaging in how much it costs to get the specific supplements, to get rid of all of our plastics, to go to acupuncture every week, to, I mean, like, none of those costs are being
factored in. Yeah.
So it was wild.
By the way, for anyone who's listening, if you have questions for Tiff and Carrissa, bring them to us in the comments, please.
Also, we call her Tiff, but I think she's Tiffany.
Oh yeah,
no, Tiff's good. Just what is it? Don't call me late for dinner.
Okay.
Okay. Call me anything. Don't call me late for dinner. I'm
taking over the dad jokes. I think at this point.
I mean,
that works. But that works. So when are you due?
We're due November 12th.
My son's the 20th.
Exciting. Oh, yay! Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out how having a Scorpio baby is going to work.
Yeah, this should be interesting.
We're doing some research.
Yeah. You don't know what you're having, do you?
We're not gonna.
We're not telling.
We're not telling. No.
You have to say. That's exciting.
No, seriously, it's one of those things where, like, I mean, as people who are going to have a Black child, I already knew that I would want to find out because I was like, I need to know the like hierarchy of like what racism you're going to deal with and how to prepare you for that. Like what types are going to be coming in just to be like practical and realistic. But honestly, we didn't really get much of a choice to find out because of my they made me go through all of these like chromosomal tests and all that stuff. So it was kind of a non-consensual outing of what their sex assignment will be.
That happened to our first too. My wife found out on accident.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. One of the big topics when we had you on the first episode before we started doing your updates, where you were talking about race and donor choice, and we were with you as you went. Like in the beginning, you were like, "I really care," and then you were like, "No, maybe I don't care."
Don't care at all.
And then you were like, "BOGO." Can we ask where you landed on that, or?
Yeah. So ultimately, Tiff was like, had me make the choice.
Yeah.
We did look at the list together.
Yeah.
But in the end, she was like, you take this. We talked back and forth about, okay, well, maybe we should pick a donor that like kind of looks like you.
Yeah.
What we keep coming back to is that we, as much as like, I mean, there's like literal, like not a lot of control over this, honestly, but like our kind of goal, if you could say that, was that we were hoping for a baby that looked like that they could come out of either of us. Yeah. And that would make our lives as parents, especially when we were in Michigan, easier. Because there would be less questions for both of us. Yeah. If the baby looked and less like issues.
Yeah. Honestly. And we all have the same last name and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But admittedly, I mean, they come out of the children in my family. We look all shades, colors, and shapes.
Yeah.
So
That's
regardless of, you know,
so
what the DNA is. But
yeah, we did end up going with a white donor.
Yeah.
With blonde-ish hair, I think.
Yeah.
And like,
right?
I forget eye color, but they were definitely white.
But also, like, admittedly, to the clinic that we went through the bank we went through because it was so affordable. And this is something that I had heard consistently and was primed for. Trying to find a donor who is non-white is hard. When you're going through the bank. It's really hard. And I get culturally why, but it also was just like, we gotta go with what we got. And
I mean, that's something that,
that's
something that comes up a lot actually, the lack of diversity in donors. Unfortunately,
it's something that a lot of us are trying to figure out. Mm-hmm. I think in our case, again, it was easy to just go with what was there, because like one of us is literally the demographic adjacent.
That is easy to find.
It's really easy to find.
Like,
if
for example, if there were 200, like there were more than that to choose from, but say there were 200, with the bank that we went to, I think maybe 5 Black donors.
Not even.
And maybe on top of that, between 5 and 10 that, I mean, even with the limited detail, like might have been non-white. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Right.
And then out of the rest of them, like half of them were easily like, could be my cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know? I feel like I even remember like you had to check the box, white or non-white. Like that was your choice.
Yeah.
Good.
I feel like they might just go to frat parties and like hand out brochures. Like, because it's so they get all the same type of young like white males. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Well, and that's the thing too. That's where the diversity really is in the, hey, come to join this random vetted, Illuminati of sperm group on Facebook, and then maybe possibly you can get paired with somebody who's not. I mean, like this was just wild. But our clinic wouldn't work with any donors that didn't come through a sperm bank. They will only work with banked donors.
They've been tested.
Yeah,
I think it's a requirement. I don't think that they're.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because when we actually talked to them about possibly, because at that point we were still trying with our friends' sperm, they talked about how in order to us continue with that sperm, they would have to bank somewhere, and it would have to be quarantined for like 6 months before we could even use it. Yes. So at that point we were like, we don't want to wait that long.
Yeah. I mean, you guys had such a journey, it's like once you start going this and then you scrap a plan and then go in the other direction, it just adds on to that time and that frustration of like, I'm still not current. So I can see why you would be like, I'm not interested in quarantining anything.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. It was, I mean, at a certain point, Michigan / the law / our respective biological clocks kind of made decisions for us and our like budget and stuff like that. Cause you know, money was a thing for sure. And that's with insurance. It was just absolutely wild to me how expensive this really ended up being.
And now you know you can afford daycare. If you can pay for an LGBTQ baby, you can afford daycare. That's what I say.
I don't know. Actually, no. In New York, you still can't.
We dipped into the reserves. It's wild.
Yeah. Well, you know what's so funny is you were one of the couples that we talked to that was so worried and cognizant of the money and doing everything you could to save money. And then in the end, you still had to spend a lot of money. It's the reality for our families. I mean,
every other resource.
Yeah, for sure. And it's one of those things where like just trying to not let it overwhelm us even now as like we're getting ready and like solidly pregnant. It's hard because I'm like, you know, not to be an ungrateful wretch here because I'm so grateful that this happens, but at the same time, like I'm sick as a fucking dog. Like I'm sick all the time. I'm tired all the time, and I'm like, I wish the universe would just cut me one small break.
I know. Well, how many weeks are you now?
This is terrible.
How many weeks are you?
15 and 5 days.
Well, I'll tell you.
16 tomorrow,
That's exciting. Listen, you in the email to us, you said nobody warned us. Nobody warned me that it was going to be this. Robin and I talk about how awful pregnancy is all the time. Firstly,
my mom second of all, like, you tried to kill me. Like,
also, I was sick as a dog, as a dog, and it finally let up at 20 weeks.
Yeah. And that last that middle trimester is not bad as far as as far as like pregnancy goes. Yeah.
Oh, this is better. Admittedly, this is better, but
it was like 3 weeks ago.
I mean, like the concept of trying to like. I would talk to folks that were like, I'm having trouble connecting with this pregnancy. I'm having trouble. And I'd be like, I can't hear your voice. Like, I can't.
I'm so sick.
It's making me sick. Like, I can't. Yeah. If I was wondering if, you know, I was, if we had a success, I knew immediately. I went into a conference room at work and took a nap under the table like a dog. And I was like, I think it might have worked this time.
Yeah, you kind of know. Sometimes you just know.
This is bananas, absolutely bananas. And then we moved to DC in the thick of it also. So I kind of am like, in hindsight, I don't think we should do that ever again.
Better now. We have a 3-month-old. You don't want to move when you've got a 3-month-old. So better before that baby comes. Get yourself set.
Right.
But we have a question. We have a question for you. Jan asks, what specific constraints did living in Michigan have on your choices? Did it depend on what part of the state?
Yeah. So Michigan is an interesting place because, and I had somebody remind me of this, like, the biggest Supreme Court cases for LGBTQ folks are coming out of Michigan. Like, we've got some stuff going on. We're trying to figure out some discrimination stuff, definitely. But in Michigan, it's the clinics actually don't have to work with you if you're LGBTQ. Honestly, the way the laws are in Michigan, it's tricky. Discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity, and source of income, and there's another one as well, is totally legal just across the board. So I think that this is just getting baked into that, and that this is part of it. But yeah, there were 2 clinics in all of Michigan that if they knew you were LGBTQ would still work with you.
Wow.
And even our bank that we went with was also based in Michigan, and they have it very prominently displayed on their website. Like, we are not designed to work with LGBTQ people. Like, we are designed to work with heterosexual married couples. Mm-hmm. And so
you got your sperm from there.
Yeah.
You just kept it quiet.
We did and we didn't, though, because like on the paperwork that we signed, we like signed it as ourselves. And when I called to like place the orders, like I wasn't hiding anything. So like they like worked with us, but they still like very prominently displayed that they're like not interested. But then when like we actually talked to them, they like didn't care, but like
I don't know. That was not what happened when I called. But that said, I know Carrissa, because we made it so that a lot of things would be, even if it was from our shared pool of money, it was purchased by her, because in order to establish like a parentage on her side, we needed to do things like that. Michigan is also a place where like, even if we both have done all of the things you have to do, right? Like in order for her to be on the birth certificate, she would have to be in the room when I have the baby, like in the room in order to be on the birth certificate as second parent.
Wow.
So is that part of the reason you moved?
We have to be married also first. We would have to be married when the baby's born.
Is that part of the reason you moved back to DC?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
All right. Thanks. That's so interesting. We didn't have those constraints, but live in Southeast Michigan in a progressive city.
Yeah, we were in Detroit.
Yeah.
So
weird.
And I grew up in Michigan. Yeah. So I was very aware of some of these things. I didn't quite understand how intense it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went through it.
Yeah. Are you going to do second parent adoption? Are you going to do second parent adoption?
Yes. DC has some stuff set up for us. Yeah. So it's a little bit
have to.
Yeah.
But we're going to look into all of our options.
And we still have to be, well, no, we wouldn't have to be married first.
No, still do it. Still do it.
Just
do it.
Robin,
still do it. Still do it.
Yeah. They have, DC's like got offices for these things. Like, you know what I mean? To like hold our hands through stuff a little bit, which is helpful. But I don't know. It's interesting because for me, I'm like, the more protections we have, the better. Mm-hmm. So let's just throw everything at it. But I think part of that is that, like, you know, I'm a Black person. So I'm always going to be like, more protections, more stuff, more as much, because like, it really comes down to those like baseline interactions with somebody in an airport. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like there's not enough time to pull out the birth certificates and call the so-and-so and call the da-da-da-da when, you know, someone's called the police. So like, it really comes down to
we literally have a woman we were going to talk to. She just canceled, but we found her. She's the non-bio mom on the birth certificate, all of the things, but went into a healthcare provider would not speak to her because she was the non-bio mom, even though she's on the birth certificate. And so she's suing. And so we had to cancel the record until later, but she's suing.
Because she can't talk about it.
Yeah. Get an adoption. They cannot take that away.
And something like that happened to me too, when the hospital wouldn't give me the information that they were calling. They thought they were calling my wife, but they called my number, and they wouldn't give me the info about my kid's recent hospital stay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's some crazy stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm married.
And I mean, I'm expecting that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
expecting to run into stuff like that.
And so the goal is to just put up as many barriers and as many protections as possible, with the understanding that there's only going to be so much that we can do. Like, sometimes we're just going to have to, like, you know, like, I'm going to have to remember remember that I would like us to not end up on the news.
Especially not the kind of news that's happening right now.
Absolutely not.
Oh my goodness gracious.
This is absurd. This is ridiculous. I was like, babe, we have to leave the country. Like,
how many times have I said that in the past? I think many, many years. Leave the country. Let's go to Canada. We're going to Canada. Get out of here.
I don't even know where to go anymore. It's like we need like a lean-to out in the woods that nobody knows about. That's the only thing.
We've talked about homesteading.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We're ready. Seriously. We're ready to go off the grid. But wait, before we say anything else, I have to tell you, better things is probably one of my favorite shows. But I will say really quickly before, like, you know, I share why it's the best show ever made. The only thing that when I watch it, I'm like, this is ridiculous, is the kids literally yell at their mom. like she's one of their little friends or something. And I'm sitting here like my mother would have put me through the wall. Like, would have put me through the wall. And I'm like, how is she letting them get away with this stuff? Like, do they want to have someplace to live? Like, I think that was really, my mom would literally have been like, you can find somewhere else to live. Yeah. You're gonna yell at me.
My mom did actually make me get out of the car and walk home once. She did.
Mine too.
But she didn't go, okay, and drive on. No, she was like, get out of this car. And I had to walk home.
My parents
she called her friends and like, it was like a landline. This was like a process. And she called her and was like, you have to come get this child. Come get this child. Come get this. And my mom's best friend came and was like, you're going to get in the car and you're going to come and we're going to go do our thing. And your mom's going to calm down.
My mother and father on a road trip, we were on a highway in the desert. Mom, you probably don't even remember, kicked us, both me and my brother. She's here right now. Go ahead and comment, Mom. Kicked us out of the car and drove away down the highway. It was desert. It was the desert. And we just stood there in the desert like, I think I cried to my brother, are they coming back?
I mean,
tell me I'm not true, Mom.
Yeah.
My sister would like to know if we would be Baby Robin.
We're still running names around. So.
By the way, speaking of parenting, one of the best parenting stories ever of what my mother did to my sister. My mom had told her, never call me at work. Never call me at work unless it's an emergency. My sister called and my mom said, is this an emergency? And she said, my sister started talking about some bullshit and she goes, please hold. My sister was all on the floor, twirling the phone cord. My mother got in the car, drove, slapped her, and drove back to work. And drove right back to work. And my sister
oh my God.
How dare you?
Yeah. She was like, I told you, you never call me again unless
it better be an emergency. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. I'm like, I know that I couldn't have gotten away with the stuff but I understand. What I really enjoy is that this is like a person who's later in their life and you just never get to see our stories being told. Yeah. About like, cause like we don't, die when we're 40, like some of us do certainly, but most of us continue to carry on with this bullshit for many, many years beyond that. And it's just nice to see people see those stories being told.
Yeah. Agreed. And here's my mom. She doesn't remember. It happened. Once on Valencia Street,
Mom.
Perhaps that happened too.
So then maybe it happened twice.
I'm sure it happened many times. My brother got kicked out of the car way more than me, but anyway.
But my mom will never remember calling her best friend to come get me. She'll be like, I couldn't possibly. I'm like, you absolutely were like, come get her, come get her now. And I mean, I think my mom's best friend made a beeline over to the house and was like, I hope she's still alive when I get there.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but Jan just made another vote for you to name your baby Robin.
What is this with the Robin name?
A lot of votes coming in for Robin.
That's a good one. That's a good name.
What about Robin? Jamie, Jamie's a middle name.
I was gonna say, we gotta give Jamie some love. Come on.
I know.
RJ. RJ's a good initial. I'm loving it.
JR.
RJ, right, Jamie. RJ.
Okay, fine. My mom said Jesse was ejected. Yeah, Jesse fell out of the car once too. Just a lot of fun stories about my brother. Yeah. He fell out of the car on a cliff and he rolled down the cliff a bit. No joke.
It's a wonder we're all alive. It's a wonder we're all alive.
What are you doing? Come on.
There's a pickup truck.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for coming back and sharing your story with us. I mean, you were so gracious telling us from the beginning all the way through, and I just feel like we were on the ride with you.
It's been quite the ride. And I think these are the moments where I think it's kind of helpful that I feel like I'm dying at all times. And I'm like, this baby wants to kill us. Like these are warning shots. I think that sometimes it's helpful because, we're very, very scared and concerned and worried and like trying to just enjoy it and ground ourselves in it and not constantly be like, what was that? What is that? What about this? What about that? What about,
Right.
And just like experience it. Yeah. So thank you for,
That's the hardest thing of parenting.
In there.
It's the hardest thing of parenting. Just try to enjoy it. I wouldn't even tell you to actually enjoy it. I would say just try. That's like it.
For sure. I joke
time.
all the time. They're gonna have to be like, I don't know, like run around telling us that Trump was onto something to actually rebel in our house. Yeah. That's what you will have to do.
That's like the worst thing. That's the worst.
You will have to be like, no. Like he really was, because we have no expectations. We're like, just be breathing. Like
yeah. Good.
Well, thank you guys so much, and keep us posted on baby pictures. And when little Robin gets here, you send us little RJ.
Javen.
Yeah. little Jabin or Raimi.
Robami. I don't know. We got something going on there.
Robin, thank you so much for having us.
Guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that was delightful. Wasn't that delightful having them back, Jaimie?
Delightful. So delightful. So fun. Oh.
I love that. Well, that was our second Where Are They Now? I feel like that went pretty well. What do you think, Jaime?
I think that was awesome. I only got to sing Hot Topics once this time, though. I'm kind of feeling like...
Do you want to do it again now just for fun?
We don't have a topic.
Just do it and we'll say goodbye. Wait, we have to do...
Hot Topics.
There you go. All right. Well, we do have to remind everybody that on our website, ovariestalk.com, you can get $25 off on the Mirror Fertility and Ovulation Tracker Starter Kit. So we got that discount there for you. We might be having some other discounts coming up soon. Be on the lookout for that.
And as you can see from Tiffany and Carissa's story, tracking your ovulation is never a bad idea if you're thinking about having a baby.
It's never a bad idea. Not. It sure is not. Oh, my niece says hi, everybody. Hi, Sydney.
Hi, Sid. Hi, Sid. All right. Well,
this is a good one.
This is a good one.
I say it every time, though. Okay.
I've been hunched over because my phone is way down low, so I got it's. Ooh.
Okay, wait, that's the last thing I have to say. Don't forget, everyone, to send us videos of how you and your family are celebrating Pride. Send them to ovariestalk@gmail.com, and we're going to share them socially.
Yes, please send them our way. We're excited to see. We're gonna make this Pride a good one. I was gonna say the best one yet, but I don't know if that's.
We're gonna make it okay.
The bar has really lowered in my frame.
We're just gonna make it. How about that?
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it.
All right, Jaimie. Eggs.
Ovaries.
Out.
What is wrong with us?
Out.